This is to the attention of radio station, news station KKA, located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. To whom this may concern, my name is Christine, and I have a story with regards to American General Life Insurance Company, located in Belle Vernon, Pennsylvania. And if you decide to take this story, and I hope you do, I will give you the complete address at the point when it's needed. But I have a few things that I need to get my point across, so this doesn't happen to anybody else that is considering life insurance, and what I have experienced with regards to this company. This was the particular office as forementioned in the above in the preceding statement. A couple of days before Christmas, I met with my insurance man. I'm going to give first names only. His name was Mike, and I wanted to go for a specific amount of life insurance. I'm not going to give any amounts over YouTube. You need to know the amounts. I'll tell you. And he's then proceeded to tell me that I had to have some medical tests done, which consists of the typical blood work and urinalysis. Okay, fine, that's what they do. Okay, no problem. Alright, so the representative calls after Christmas, and it was on New Year's Eve of 2013. He come over, did his work, and this is when all the conflict or confusion or conflict or whatever adjective you want to use had transposed. I kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and December went into January, January into February, and so forth, and it was March before I finally found out any results with regards to these tests. And you can't quite imagine. I don't know if you could imagine what was going through my head. I was severely fatigued, mentally drained, nervous, worried, any adjective you want to name it, I was it. Wondering what was wrong, if they had found anything. And I was getting the runaround from Mike. I says, "Where's my test results? I haven't heard anything." "Well, we're waiting for your family doctor. You have to get in touch with them." So I'm trying to shorten this and give you a short version, because YouTube doesn't go over a specific time frame. So I called my family doctor over in Little Washington, and they said they didn't have anything. Now, what are you supposed to think at this point? So I called the national office in Tennessee, and they said, "Oh, you have to have written authorization, like you have to handwrite a letter stating that you would like to have your test results." I said, "That was not explained to me by my insurance agent." So, to make a long story short, I have filed a complaint with another company, and I'm waiting for a response from them. And meantime, like I said, if you need any questions, if you take this story, fine. If not, then I don't know what to tell you, because you seem to not want to do any of my stories. I went round and round and round and round with these people, and back in February, it was like Oh, someone will get back with you within 72 hours. Okay, nobody calls. Nobody calls me, and, and I'm back and forth with the Bell Vernon office. I'm saying, "Where's my test results? I want to know where my test results are." And they kept saying, "Well, you don't have to call here every day." And I said, "I live in the United States of America, and it is my right to call whoever I want to call. And if I want to call this place every day, I will." And they got real smart with me. Their names were Deborah and Mary, using first names. And then I said, I wanted to be reassigned to another agent. I said, dismiss Mike. I don't want any parts of him. If he comes on my property, I'm going to call the police. All right. So they assigned me to Caprina. All right. I had a meeting set up for February 26th, last month. And she calls me out of a sound sleep at 20 minutes to 9 in the morning. Before 9 o'clock, that's considered an emergency to me. After 9 o'clock, that's when you're supposed to properly call somebody. I get up early, and then I go back to bed. I take medication. I have health concerns, and it makes me sleepy. Okay. Now, if you would think in your mind, hey, I woke this woman up, maybe I should call her back and say, I'm sorry, I woke you up on X amount, whatever day it was, and I'd like to talk to you and discuss your policy needs. When can I come over? No, she assumed that I was not interested, because this is what I said. You're not thinking clearly when somebody calls you. Isn't that a given fact? Yes, it is. I said, I'm not interested. You woke me up. Talk to me later. And I hung up the phone. I wasn't thinking coherently, because you just get out of a sound sleep. Now, she didn't put that into her little brain, that she should have used a little bit of logic and called me back. So, all right. Now, I'm ready for February 26th, when this Caprino was supposed to come over and discuss my policy, and the girl stood me up. She was an hour late. I called back to the Bell Vernon office, and they had explained to me, well, let's get on the phone and find out where she's at. I said, I didn't know if she had a car accident or what. So the switchboard operators or receptionists, they called back and they said, well, Caprina assumed, and that goes through me like 9-inch nails, I swear, that I wasn't interested. I said, you know what? You never assume anything. You get on the phone and you ask questions. That's what made me really upset with them. And here's the clincher. I kept calling, and I wanted those test results, and they never came. And I was told I kept getting this 72-hour stuff, and 72 hours led to all this amount. The days went by, the weeks went by. Not the weeks went by, but it was a total of 144 business hours, and they never called. They never, ever called me. It was the district general manager, and he's over in Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania, and his name is Clint. I got a letter in the mail stating that we don't want your policy to lapse, and this was from a Greensburg office. I switched my business to Greensburg, and I want nothing to do with Bell Vernon. And I'm tired of people pushing me. The operator called over to the Bell Vernon office, and she first said, this was the one from Greensburg. I have no name for her. I didn't catch her name. This is upsetting me. How would you feel? Now I gotta watch my time here. She said, I left a message. He's not in his office for him to call you back. He never called me back on that particular day when I got things settled with them at Greensburg. Never called me back. Now how am I supposed to feel? I hope you guys go knocking on their door and expose this story as pure negligence. Pure negligence. If I did that where I worked, I would be fired. These people need to wake up. And I shouldn't have to put up with that. I had requested $50 for pain, suffering, and mental anguish for waiting those 3 whole months for test results. That is uncalled for. American General stated to me, well, that's our policy. No, that's not your policy. You change it. Because people shouldn't have to wait 3 whole months for test results. You can get them quicker from your own family doctor versus waiting 3 agonizing months, worrying sick, getting headaches, can't sleep at night, thinking, what, do I have cancer? Do I have AIDS? Or do I have, is there something wrong with my liver? Am I going to die? Or what are they going to find? I get sick of and tired of insurance companies giving me the runaround, and I'm tired of it. You don't do that in the business world. You get on your phone if there is a major complaint and you take care of it. I worked in a hospital, in a dietary, in Monongahela, Pennsylvania, and I was told patients come first. In the business world, I don't think they know that clients come first, because this office sure didn't show it to me. Being very ignorant, and one day I think one of the receptionists hung up on me. Now that's rude. I would get fired or suspended without pay. I know it, because they wouldn't take none of that. I am outraged, I'm mad, and I'm angry, and there needs to be something done. Let's make this work before it's too late.